Hello everyone, how is everyone doing? As you all know, we'll be recreating a candy queen look with the incredible Superdrug using the most incredible products as well. And with this look, it's going to be a quick variation, something you can do at home, have your own twist on it, and it's going to be fun, everyone. So make sure you got your candy ready, got your glass of wine, your drinks, and let's do it. All right, so how is everyone doing today, first of all? Make sure to keep chatting in the chat bar as well. Okay, so the first thing I do like to do, especially with Halloween makeup, is to prep your skin. My skin tends to be a little bit more on the oily side, so what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to put moisturizer in the area of my skin that tends to be a little bit more dry. So you can skip this step with something that you use at home if this isn't something that you do all the time, but I feel that it's great to just have a good base, keep your skin fresh and hydrated. And I do this using the vitamin E spray, hydrating spray, and also the moisturizing cream from Superdrug. Both of these are so affordable, guys, like literally. So what I'm gonna do, I'm literally gonna go in tiniest bit. A little bit goes a long way for me anyway, because I've got oily skin. So what I'm going to do, a bit here, a bit here, 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 here. And I'm going to just buff that into the areas of my skin that gets dry. Bring it down to the neck. Don't forget the forehead. And literally, that is all I need. And remember, you can literally use whatever you're happy with at home. I just think having a good base, especially before Halloween makeup, everyone, it's such a good thing. Now that that's on, I'm just gonna give a spritz of this. I'm only gonna give 2. Let that sit in. Amazing. Okay, so I don't know about all of you guys, but I like doing my base first and then going in with my brows, so that's what I'm going to do next. What I'm going to use for my base today is the Filter Finish Foundation by Superdrug. This is incredible, literally. It's lightweight to full coverage. You can build it up, and I'm a full coverage sort of girl, so you're going to see me put a lot of this on. So I'm going to start lightly anyway, and I'm going to go in with a dense brush just to buff that out all over my skin and make sure everything's so flawless. Another tip for you as well, when going in with foundation, I like to start from my nose and blend outwards. You'll find this way you use less product as well, and it's gonna look way more seamless. So I'm just gonna put this in the center and buff out. And don't worry, everyone, like if you don't use a brush either, you can use your fingers, you can use a sponge, whatever feels good to you. And don't forget, everyone, to get the neck. You don't want your foundation not blending into your neck. Press, press, press. As you can see, my base is getting all flawless into one color. I'm gonna put a little bit on my forehead as well and buff that out. Don't worry about going over your eyelids or anything, because we're gonna work on that a little bit later on. So this is good for everyone who likes like medium light coverage, but I'm a full glam sort of girl, as probably everyone all knows. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit more foundation. So I'm just really gonna go over the areas that I feel a little bit dark. So I'm just gonna go over my mouth area. And make sure you press into the areas of your skin as well that you find gets the oiliest. And as you can see, everything, one color. My face is looking pretty flat right now. So the next step, I'm gonna go in with Flawless Concealer by Superdrug. So these are so affordable, guys. Like, I can't even stress to you, if going into a store and picking up something that you know is not going to break your pocket and is actually going to work. So what I tend to do, especially when it comes to concealer and brightening the under eyes, I like going in with a shade that's closest to my skin. So what that does is it does what it's meant to do. It conceals. So if you're someone who doesn't really like the bright under eye, this step is completely fine. Literally just go in with the concealer that you usually use at home, that you usually use underneath the eyes. But you'll see I'm going to go in with this, and then I'm going to go in with the brighter concealer just to push forward my face and really create that depth. So let's go in with this first. And I'm going to place some under my eyes, top of my mouth, chin, and on my forehead. As you can see, this is so close to my skin shade, but this is, again, it's just going to give a flawless base. And what I'm actually going to do with this is I'm going to use my fingers just to show you. You can use your hands, everyone, okay? These are tools. So I'm going to go in with this and just press that in, just so it's a little bit higher to my eye. And I'm pretty sure everyone at home, you know, has most of these things, you know, your foundation and your concealer. So this step should be quick and doable. You can go in with that brush that you use for your foundation and just make sure that's all blended. Okay, so next step, I'm going to go in with the shade Medium. As you can see, this is quite not my shade, but once we blend it, and it's going to push everything forward. So I like to place this in the same areas, but I'm going to exaggerate it out a little bit. So I'll show you. I'm going to put this here. And remember, everyone, this is Halloween makeup. We are not going to a ball. We aren't going to dinner. We're going to party. We need to look fun. And don't shy away with makeup and actually experimenting, especially during this time. This is the time to try something that you usually wouldn't do with your routine. So I'm just placing this on the face. And also a little tip as well that I like to do. When I do my concealer, I do like to bring it upwards into that angle that I'm actually going to place my eyeliner later, or my eyeshadow. So that gives a really, really nice like base to follow later on. So got that on. Same area. Usually for my like everyday glam, I would put concealer down my nose, but for this one, you don't really need to unless you want to. No problem in that. So now this is placed on the areas on my face that I want to push forward. And you'll see once I put the contour on and everything, my face is going to be multi-dimensional and everything's going to make sense. I probably look completely crazy right now, guys, but it's all a part of the process. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my mist that I used earlier, and I'm going to give my Beauty Blender a spray. Again, you can use your fingers, you can use a brush, but I'm going with this, and I'm literally just going to blend that out. And as you can see, what I like to do on the side of my nose, I like to create my own sort of like contour without actually going in with powder. So I'm actually gonna tap this into the side of my nose and buff it out. Don't worry, guys, if you're looking crazy, it's literally a part of the process. So buff, buff, buff. Sure that's pressed in. Could always go in with more, less, depending on you. You can completely skip the step if you want. But I just love a brighter concealer. Okay. Nice forehead. I know a lot of people actually don't even put foundation or concealer on the forehead, so again, if this is not something that you usually do, you do not have to. Everyone, don't feel pressured. Okay, so we've got foundation, concealer, bish bash bosh. That was easy, quick. Next step, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go in with some translucent powder. So this one, again, is by Superdrug, and it's completely clear. I will suggest for like Halloween makeup, I do like to go in with a little bit more translucent, because if you're going in with like different colors, especially building it up on the skin, you want something that's just gonna like disappear and soak it up. Again, at home, if you have something that you prefer using, something with like a little bit more of an undertone to it, that is completely fine. But I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of this. Okay, flat brush. And a little bit goes a long way, so make sure you dust off your brush and just press it into the skin. Just over the areas that I've just put that concealer, and really press it in so it brings it forward. If you prefer having like a dewy look and everything like that, that is completely fine. You can just use a self-setting concealer or just whatever you feel that's best. It's always good to have a setting spray at hand, because I do like wearing a lot of powder, but at the end I always go in with my setting spray just to make sure everything's hydrated. So blending that out, bright under eye. Okay, so that's like the quickest base ever. I know everyone's probably knows how to do this, I'm guessing. And if you don't, that's completely fine. But this is a really, really quick base. I'm gonna go in with like contour and everything using the eyeshadow palette a little bit later. But the next step is actually the brows. So in my version of the Candy Queen look, I know I've got many, but in the one that I have on Instagram, I'm using this incredible liner by NYX. So this is called the Epic Wear liner, and it's in the shade yellow. I love these because I love makeup that's like multi-dimensional. Like, why would you want to use one thing on just one area? Use it on your lips, use it on your eyes, just use it everywhere. So I'm going to use this on my brows. And it's going to be so easy for me to use because the brush is literally so thin and easy to apply. But before that, I'm going to just groom my brows a little bit. I like to use a spoolie. You can use whatever you want. If you've got like a brush like this, you can. But usually a spoolie comes with most eyebrow products anyway. So I'm just gonna give this a brush up. Make sure I just groom my brows a little bit. And also remember, you can put your own twist on this. You literally do not have to do everything I'm doing step by step. If you're someone who likes to block their brows, draw on new brows, go ahead, you know, do it. If you want to do like a different color, maybe pink on the brows, you're good to go. But I think against my skin tone, the yellow really, really pops. Okay, let's go into the tricky. Okay. So looking straight on, you want to decide what sort of shape you want with your brows. If you want like a straight shape, just go straight across. If you want it to be a little bit more high fashion, have it going a little bit more higher. It really does depend on you and how you like your brows. For today, I'm probably gonna follow my natural brow shape, but add a little bit of drama anyway. So what I like to do using this, I'm going to draw the shape from the underneath first. I'm gonna go over the top and then I'm gonna fill it in. And then throughout, I'm gonna use my spoolie to just make sure I create those hair shapes. So what I'm gonna do, starting from here, I'm just gonna create that shape with my brows first. Hope everyone can see. So you want to create the shape. See, like that. And then I'm literally just going to fill those in. Fill, fill, fill. And literally these liners are so pigmented. If you don't have this at home, don't worry. You can use eyeshadow. You can use any pencils. If you've got like lip pencils as well, remember you can use them as well. So I'm just going to fill this in. Decide where I want it to stop on my face. So you should be somewhere like here. Create the outer corner, shape, draw underneath, halfway at the top, and then what I'm gonna do, using this, once I apply the color, I'm just gonna brush through so it gets on every hair and it actually mimics hair, sort of. But you don't have to do this, you can literally just draw it on, or you can actually use an angled brush like this and then go directly into the product and create your shape with this. But to make it easier for everyone, because I know not everyone has those tools, I'm just gonna go in with this. So now I'm just gonna fill in the extra areas. Make sure you get the front. And as you can see, I'm literally stroking the brush strokes in the same way that my eyebrows are growing. Everything's filled in. And make sure you just get all those spots. A little bit longer because I like drama. I'm going to go through with this. That's one brow done. Okay, now to the next one. The first brow is always the hardest. I always say start with your left side first and then go in with the right side. That's what I typically do, but yeah. So let me do the other side real quick. Same thing. Get the shape. And start from the outer edge and build that up. I also want to wish Kirsten a happy birthday. Thank you so much for joining me today on your birthday. I feel so honoured and I hope you're having the most incredible day. Everyone wish Kirsten a happy birthday, please, in the comments. And if it's anyone else's birthday, let us know. Go in, creating that shape, fill it in. The NYX Epic Wear liquid liners as well, they're actually waterproof. So if you are looking to wear this to like a party or wherever you want to wear it, just know it's not going to budge. You are not going to sweat it off and have yellow down your face in the middle of the night. Okay, so let me go in. Fill it in. And I know a lot of people say that brows are meant to be twins, but I believe they're meant to be sisters. So I'm literally doing what I did in the first one, and I'm just going to fill that out. Be a little bit more precise with this, but because I tend to go for more drama, make sure they're both the same. I'm sticking this one up a little bit more. Keep looking. Last bit at the front. And don't worry if everything isn't neatened up because we're actually going to clean it up at the end. I'm going to go in with my spoolie again and just brush this upwards just to create those brush strokes. Okay, so now that my brows are on, I'm just going to clean them up a little bit. So I'm going to go in with the white. I literally put it over my finger like this. You can also use concealer if you want, but again, this is very quick. Everyone's got wipes. Go in and clean it up. So let me clean it up around here. Typically during a makeup routine anyway, brows take me the longest because the brows are the window to the soul, everyone. If your brows are looking good and top notch and just there, everything else usually works out. So let's have that. Okay, I'm gonna go back in with the brows afterwards, but let me just fill up this place here. Then we're good to go. I'm such a perfectionist, everyone. And of course you don't have to do this look in an hour like I am. To spend your time a little bit more perfecting it. I'm doing loads of faces to myself in the mirror, it's just how I get it, right? Okay, so now that we've got the brows on, the next step I'm actually gonna move on to is the base. So what we haven't done is our contour. Everything's looking a little bit still flat. So the next thing I'm actually gonna show you, everyone's probably got this in front of them, it's their NYX Ultimate Eyeshadow Palette, and I think this is like a staple when it comes to creating creative looks and having all the colors that you need there. So if I give this an open, we're doing a candy queen look today, so these colors here are just absolutely perfect. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go in with this deep purple shade here, and I'm gonna start creating that contour into the face. So I'm gonna go in with a brush. And with the placement on the contour, make sure it's not below your actual your actual bone over here, because what that will do is going to drag the face down. Make sure it's either on or above it. So I'm literally going to start buffing that in. And don't shy away from using a lot of product when it comes to this look. Like, I'm just going to start off with this. Typically with these sort of looks, I always go in after at the end just to make sure everything's like really, really dark. But right now, let's just go in with that. So dark purple on the cheekbones, creating that contoured effect. And what I'm going to do as well, I'm going to bring this into the top of my forehead and create that effect there as well. Just get as much product as you can. I'm actually going to switch brushes to a more denser brush to actually press that in and then blend out after. I hope everyone can see. And then with the fluffy brush. Guys, this is Halloween. We want the colours to pop. It's not about holding back. So place that on. I'm going to put some on my forehead and other areas of my face. Press, press, press. I'm also, you can skip this step if you want, but I just feel like it brings everything together. I'm also going to contour my jawline as well and probably like bring some contours down onto the neck. So I'm just going to start here. Just bring it upwards like this. And again, we're going to go in with this again at some point to darken everything up. So don't worry if you don't manage to get as much on as you can. What this should do my face. I love a chiseled look. Okay, so we've got the purple base down first. Next step, we're actually gonna go in with this color here. It's absolutely incredible. It's like a fuchsia sort of purple moment, and it's the next color down from this one. So we're actually gonna create like a gradient effect to the face. So I'm gonna go in with this and place that literally just above and just below here, and also in this area right here where I placed the purple. So let's go in with this. It's a different brush. Let's go in with this color here. Pack it on. Let's start with this side so you can see. So I'm literally just going to place this above, and what that's going to do is going to, you know, create variation. You just don't want that harsh line. So blend that in like that, going up to the temples. Blend, blend, blend. Really pack on the color to get that pigment. This side as well. Don't shy away, literally Going, going, going. And as you can see, I am not going below that purple line at all. It's crazy because these looks can, you know, it's actually quite simple when you think about it. But when you see the end product, you're thinking, oh my God, it's going to take me so ages to recreate this. But there's literally, once you get the basis down, you can put your own twist on this. You can do exactly what I'm doing using different colors. Okay, going here. Really, really packing that color, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good evening though. Has anyone got any like really cool Halloween plans? It's actually nice that we're allowed out again, isn't it? Okay, so I'm just pressing this on. Don't mind all the silly faces I'm making of myself. I just feel like you guys are with me in my bedroom, so this is cool. So I'm literally blending that. Pressing my foundation a little bit more. Same colour, I'm going to do what I did onto my neck as well and just create some nice contours, nice tones. Same on this side, add some pink in there, down. Remember, we can go in at a later point and add a little bit more, which I usually do. So with a smaller brush, what I'm going to do, with that colour that I just used, I'm going to go into the same shade and I'm actually going to contour, or like shade around my mouth. So looking straight on, I'm literally going to go in the bottom here. Just like the chin area, if that makes sense. Bring it up. Just make sure that's all blended. Just to create some nice pink tones on the face, you know. I'm going to go back in with this purple and place that over here again. Okay, so now that everyone's got their pinks and purples down, we're going to move on to the blusher. I love blusher. Again, using the same palette. What I'm going to do now, I'm probably going to mix these two colours together. So I'm going to go in with this and this. Just go like this, really. And in terms of placement of blush, remember that depending on where you actually place it, there'll be a certain look. So if I was to place it like on a normal day, my blusher a little bit higher, what that does, it makes your face a little bit more, what's the word for it again? I forgot the word. Chiseled, that's the one. A little bit more high fashion, a little bit more, you know, like runway-esque. If you place your blush like a little bit lower on like the apples of your cheeks, it gives your face a little bit more of that cute effect. So I'm gonna go for a little bit more of a cute vibe today rather than like a very chiseled look, but it's really down to you. If you do like that high fashion chiseled look, you can place your blush a little bit higher, but let me go in with this in the center of my cheeks. I'm just gonna smile and press on. Press on that product. Press. Get it on. Make sure you want to like concentrate it in one area. Like that. A fluffy brush will do for this, but keep going. I like a lot of makeup. You can stop there, but I just I know you're all probably thinking, what? It's missing something. Oh yeah, my nose contour, I'm gonna get on there. So what I'm gonna do now, make sure that's all blending. I may go in with more of this later again, but let's just get this done. So as you can see, you've got your pinks, you've got your purples all marrying together on your face. And hopefully now your face should have a little bit more dimension to it. Again, you don't have to go in as much product as I have gone in today. You can go in with more as well if you want to. So let me just make sure that's all blended. I'm gonna move on to my nose. Okay, so with my nose, I love using a brush that's a little bit fluffy, but a little bit more precise as well. And I'm gonna go in with that same shade that's next to the dark purple, this shade here. And most of the blushes that I'm using are gonna be, well, they are available at Superdrug as well. So tap, tap, tap. I like to look at my face and then I start pressing the product underneath. We're gonna be going in with a darker product afterwards. So this is just really to get that blend that you need. I like to start from just the end of my brow, bring that up, just keep blending and press the product on. Keep going. Blend, blend, blend. Just really want to buff that out to your desire. I love a good contour nose. So I'm literally going in, buffing out, buffing out. And again, remember, you can literally, these steps that I'm doing, you can switch up the colours, whatever colour you really, really want to. I could use this with like a blue if I wanted to, but I'm just going to go with the pink and purples. So now that that colour's on, I'm going to dip into this dark shade that we love so dearly. Going in that, and I'm going to go underneath, really pack that on. And I'm going to pack on the darker shade, just this area here, and bring that down just to create more of that depth. And those colours. Underneath again. I love doing that. So that is the nose contour done. And with the blusher, you just want to tap it on the end of your nose. I think this is so cute. I love when people do this. So literally just, and you want to be sort of like free with it, if it makes sense. You definitely want it to have like a flush of colour. At the end we can go in with more, but we've got that down. Okay, so, oh yeah, let me go in with a little bit of this blusher colour onto my forehead as well, just to create that gradient. So pigment, 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 guys. Don't shy away from throwing it on. That same blusher colour, I'm just going to wash over my ears. Just everything flows, just a wash of colour. Okay, now that I've got that down, the next thing I'm going to do is put on my eyeshadow. Okay, so with eyeshadow, it really depends on you. A lot of people do like using bases or using like a concealer, and some people don't like using it at all. But I will suggest when it comes to like Halloween makeup, and if you want your eyeshadow to come off like completely pigmented, it's really, really good to go in with a base. So what I like to do, if you don't have an eyeshadow base, it's completely fine to use a little bit of, you know, concealer or a little bit of foundation, just anything you can really just put on so everything's really seamless. And I don't know if you can see, but especially for darker skin tones, we have a lot of oil buildup on the eyes. So doing this step as well, just make sure everything blends seamlessly and stays on. So I'm going to use the same colour that I used earlier with this Flawless Concealer Foundation. And I'm just going to place just a tiny bit. Well, to me, this is a small amount. May not be small to you. And I'm literally just going to buff that out with a brush. And if you don't like using a base, just, you know, go in with a little bit of powder just to set your eyelids so you don't get that shine either. But I just feel like having a clean canvas and an easy canvas on the eyes before eyeshadow, it just makes so much difference depending on the look. See, I'm gonna put a little bit more because this isn't enough for me. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of that concealer. But I literally can't wait to see how you guys recreate this. And please have fun with it. You know, do like your own flair on it. I think makeup is such an incredible thing, especially around this time of year, to really just get your creative juices flowing. All right, so as you can see, I'm blending that. Highest points of my eyebrows. And when you're happy with it, I know I look crazy right now, but I don't want to like blink so it creases. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of powder, or use the same brush that you used earlier for your powder. Nice here. You can use the excess of it on the brush, but I'm going to go in with a little bit more because I really, really want that patted down. And I used a lot of products, so going in with the same setting powder I used before, and I'm just going to press that in to my eyelid. So all the moisture is gone. So now we've got a clean eye base and we're ready for the next step. So next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how to do like the quickest cut crease ever. I think this is a really like quick way of still having fun with your makeup and only using like 3 things to do it. You don't have to go in and sit there with concealer, you know, cutting the shape or anything like that, you know. So I'll show you first. So we're going to go in with this hot pink here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this just above the crease of my eyes. But it really depends on your eye shape. What I like to do, if you take the end of your brush, please don't poke yourselves out. I don't want to get messages like, you told me to. No, please take your time with this. Get your brush and you just want to feel where your bone is. In terms of actually putting your transition colour, you either place it on the crease or just above it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do a little bit of both. So I'm just literally just going to buff it all out at the top of my lid. So starting here, I'm just going to place this colour. And I'm going to go in sweeping directions back and forth. And then I'm going to go back in to just blend the rest out. I like to bring my eyeshadow onto my face to join up whatever else is there. I just feel like it just makes the makeup a little bit more seamless. So I'm placing that on. And again, you can do this with whatever colour you want. Put that in, buff, buff, buff. And depending on how bold you really want this look, you can literally make this look as subtle as you want. That is completely fine. So now that I've got this wash of colour here, I'm going to go into this colour that we all love again, colour below it, this fuchsia sort of moment, and we're going to place this just in between what we've just done. You really want to build up that colour. Don't worry, the cut crease is coming soon, everyone. So blend, blend, blend. Get it into the crease, buff it out. So make sure you're happy with all of that. Next step, again, we're going to go into this deep purple shade that I love using today. And I'm going to build this up in the outer corner of my eyes. Make sure you pack that on so you get the pigment. And I'm just going to place this outer corner and press in the product first. Press, press, press. And then you want to just bring that out and buff it out. I know we have a lot of pink and purple on my face at the moment, but don't worry. We're going to build up all the other colours and you'll see the contrast against the gorgeous base. So I'm just pressing that on, blend, blend, blend. And when you're happy with it, we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with this for now. Next step, we're going to get this pop of colour on the lid. So again, I'm going to grab my concealer. Like I did before, I'm going to put a little spot in the centre of both my eyes. And I'm actually going to use my finger to just dab. And what I'm actually going to do is, I'm not going to set this part. I'm actually just doing this to put on a base so the eyeshadow that I put on pops. Other side. And again, you can actually go in and create your crease if you want, but I just want to show you a quick way of doing this. So blend, 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 blend. So I've created like a halo effect on the eye. Now I'm going to grab this colour here that we haven't tapped into yet. It's like a really nice matte pink shade here. I'm actually going to use my fingers to tap this onto the area that I just... But can you see that pigment already, how it's just locked onto that concealer? It does make a difference. So I'm just going to grab that on, tap, 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 into the centre of my eyes. I think using this sort of colour palette is just so fun and exciting, and it's really nice against all skin tones. Like, who doesn't look good in pink? You can take your time with this. I know really quick, but you can also use a brush, but you just want to tap that onto the center. Make it as big and small as you want. When you're happy with how that looks, you can go back in with your blending brush and just make sure everything is seamless. Cute. Okay. Can you see that pop of pink on my eyes? It's just, it was needed, wasn't it? Okay, so the next thing I'm actually going to grab that we're going to create the crease with is the NYX Epic Wear liner in, this is Turquoise Storm. And literally, if I show you this colour, oh my God. Just have a moment. And when I say, can we look at that? It's literally incredible. So once this goes against the pink, it's literally gonna go. So what I like to do, I like to start off with either the inside or the outside, but today let me start off with the outside. So I'm actually gonna create a line from here, going all the way up to here, and that's going to be your crease. Again, I know not everybody knows how to do this so quickly or anything like that, so what I would say, if you're someone who hasn't done this before, start with the highest point where you want this and place it on there first. So I'm just going to put a little line there, so I know that's where it's going to stop. I'm going to do the other one as well, smallest line ever, so. And then I'm going to go in and create that crease. You can also use like a liner to do this, whatever you have at home really, you can do this with, but just make sure the formula is good. Like it has to be smooth like this, otherwise you're going to irritate your eyes and it's not going to stay on all night. So I'm literally creating that crease, make it as big or thin as you want to. Keep going in. But literally the colour of this liner, I can't even do. That's a crease, is it not? So quick. Okay, I'm going to do the next one. Start from in here. Just create that shape first. Go in and fill that in. Good. Step back, look at yourself, make sure you're happy with it. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Again, make this as bold as you want to. Put your own twist on it. Okay, so now that we've got that blue crease in our eyes, as you can see, it looks so nice compared to the pink on the base. I'm going to move on to the bottom of my eyelashes. I am going to go in with another brush. It's thin and fluffy like this, and I'm going to tap into this blue here. Tap off the excess. And I'm just going to buff this underneath my eyes. And remember earlier that line that we made with our concealer. If you still got it on and nothing is like blended in, just make sure you follow that line and blend the blue upwards. I'll show you how to do it anyway. So I usually start with the outer corner and just press in the product. I really want to get this pigment in, so I'm going to go in with a lot of this. Just pressing it. Press. Just keep going in. We're going to layer another blue on top of it afterwards, but this is just to get that. And then when it gets to the end, you're going to drag it out. So this end, I'm going to drag it out like this. And blend. Same on the other eye. I like a lot of colour underneath my eyes. I like a lot of colour in general. So I'm going to keep going until I am happy with how much is on there. Just keep going, blend that out. Is everyone like following along as we're doing it now? Is everyone gonna do it a little bit later on, or let me know. So literally blending, blending, blending. Even this bit, I'm just gonna be blending, blending, blending into what I already have there. Blend, blend, blend. I'm gonna go into this gorgeous blue color here, and this has a little bit of a sheen to it. I'm going to press this over what I've just done, just to add a little bit more of that depth. Let me just make sure. Just going to blend. going. To be honest, it's up to you. You could literally just do one swipe and be good to go, but I'm extra, so I like this. Keep going in with the blue. And when you're happy with it, you can move on to the next step. Okay, I'm happy with that for now. I can always go in after and add more if I want, but for now I'm good. The next step I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go in and put a lighter colour in my inner corner. This is just like something I like doing when it comes to my makeup. It's just like a little signature for me, and it's really up to you how much you want to put on as well. I like going in with a lot. I've just got a lot of area on my face for me to actually hold a lot of makeup. But if you're someone who wants it a little bit more subtle, you can go in with a shimmer, a highlighter, whatever you've got in your kit, and we're good to go. But what we're going to go in with is this gorgeous lilac shade right here. I think it's absolutely incredible. And going in with a lighter shade again, against all these colours around the eyes, are really going to make it pop. I'm just going to tap into that, tap the excess off the brush, and I'm just going to press in. And what I'm using today is a matte shade. I do tend to use a shimmer usually, but it's Halloween. We want to go for more of a Candy Queen vibe today. So as you can see, I'm just pressing this into this area. Use your fingers to just blend that out. And I like to go with a lot of this. Even if you had like a lilac like shimmer at home or anything like that, that would be really pretty. So I'm going with this. Just want to make sure that's blended as well. And don't worry if it goes over nose contour, you can just go back in and blend that out. I always touch my hair when I'm looking at myself in the mirror. It's just like a thing I do. So yeah, I've got this on. As you can see, everything's coming together. Next step, it's time for some white eyeliner. So I'm using the Epic Wear liner by NYX again in the shade white. Same thing, really, really good formula, just glides on. And I'm gonna place this just into my lash line of my eyes. Be careful with this. If you've got like irritable eyes or anything, you can skip this step if you don't want to do it. But I like doing this because, especially with like character makeup, when you go in with something white in the eyes, it just makes your eyes a little bit more bigger and a little bit more like less human-like, which we want. We want character. So I'm going to go in with this, and I'm just going to work this in to my eyes. And I'm going to try go in with as much as I can all the way around. And if you want, you can bring it lower if you want. Anything that you really want to make this look your own. As you can see, that's great. I'm probably going to put more on, but just to show you, this is fine. I'm going to go in with more because I really, really want my eyes to be really open. How much of a difference does that make? It's just literally opened up the eyes. Let me just blend it in my mouth a little bit more. Okay. The next thing I'm actually going to move on to is the eyeliner. I know this is probably like most people's worst part of like the makeup routine, but I'll show you how to get your eyeliner done in a way that's quite quick, in a way that you will understand. So what I usually like to do, I look straight on in the mirror. And I just think in my head, okay, where do I want my eyeliner to go? If you go a little bit more straight, again, it's a little bit more like edgy, high fashion, whatever you want. Go a little bit more higher, it's a little bit more flirty. Depend how big you want it or anything like that. So I'm just gonna show you how I create my line. And remember to keep your eyes open, especially when you're doing the outside of your eyes. If you keep them shut and you open them, it's literally just it's not gonna be that great. So looking straight on, I usually have a smaller mirror for this, but let's go. Looking straight on, I'm just gonna follow this line that I've gone with the blue just as a good guideline. And I'm gonna create, I like drama, so I'm gonna bring my wing out just like that. So that's the bottom of your wing. And then I'm gonna do the top part, so. And you just wanna connect it. So now that you've done that side, do the other side. And then afterwards, I'm gonna join it all together. Just bring that line. You can totally skip this step if you're not an eyeliner sort of person, but I just feel like liner brings everything together. I know I always say that, but it does. Let's go in. I'm just creating that shape as you can see. Make sure I'm happy with it. That's why it's so good to do the outer ones first, because I tend to always have one that's bigger than the other. And then I'm just gonna join that into the front. And again, you can just have your eyeliner on the end, or you can do what I'm doing and bring everything together. I'm gonna bring that all the way forward. And that's an eyeliner. Okay, let me finish the other side. Ooh. I know I'm literally just like throwing this on, but I am so used to doing my eyeliner really quick, so. This side's a little bit thicker than this side, so I'm just gonna add it on just to make sure they are the same. Sure everything's buffed out before we move on. So now we've got our eyeliner on. So the step after this, I like to apply some mascara onto my bottom lashes. So the one I'm using today is the NYX Volumizing On The Rise mascara. And literally, I prefer using mascaras with this sort of brush because I do feel like, especially when it comes to bottom lashes, we're trying to be precise because you do not want your mascara to go on top of that white line we created before. So let's just go in with this. And I'm gonna shake, 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 and bring it downwards. And with mascaras, I do prefer to use like volumizing mascaras rather than lengthening because I always wear lashes, like literally I always wear lashes. So I just like a little bit more of the volume rather than the length, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna go in with that. Try not to touch that white. It's fine if you do, you can go in with more. But if you're someone who doesn't want to add more later, make sure you. And I know we all do the most funniest faces while we do our mascara. So don't mind me. So I'm just going in. Make sure that's all coated. That's one eye done. Move on to the next eye. Take your time with this as well. I know when you're at home you have a little bit more time to really perfect those lashes. Just make sure there's no white left on your actual eyelashes on the bottom and they're all black. And then there's just that white line bottom lashes done. So the next step, I'm going to move on to my top lashes. Not everybody likes to put mascara on before they actually put on their eyelashes. I do prefer doing it because I do feel like even if I have those days where like I'm not having a good lash day, I can literally just get my fingers or some tweezers and I just push my lashes together, and having that base and that mascara base just makes it a little bit more easier for things to like lock in. But again, this is my opinion. Do things the way you love to do them. So I'm just gonna go in with this, but I'm only gonna go in with one coat. I'm not gonna pile it on. So wiggle, 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 push up. Wiggle, 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 push up. Just really get that in. I'm just going to use a little bit of a small brush to just clean up some areas with the liner. I'm going to go back into that pink I used earlier. I'm just going to press that over some mistakes. I'm going to go over that eyeliner again. Okay. Make sure everything is seamless. Okay, incredible. Okay, so I'm gonna put my lashes on probably last because that's like the last shebang. We're gonna move on to the lips now. Okay, so for the lips, this is what I love to do. I'm gonna go in again with this purple that I love dipping into. I'm gonna go in with this purple and I'm going to just create a little bit of a darker outline just to push out my lips a little bit more. Again, you can skip this step and just go in with a little bit of a lip liner, but I just like doing this because it adds to that Halloween vibe, really. Pinks areas. And then I'm gonna go in with the NYX Epic Wear liner in the shade Graphic Purple. I'm pretty sure this is the one everyone has at home, but you can use either or. I'm gonna use the Graphic Purple today. And I'm literally just gonna chuck this on my lips. We're gonna go over with a gloss after, but chuck this on all over. All over the lip. Like literally, you can use these liners for anything. Now that my lips are lovely, purple and lilac and shiny, I'm gonna go in with the turquoise liner that I used earlier as well. And I'm gonna line my lips with this. But you can literally go in with whatever liner you want. Now that I've got that on, I'm gonna go in with my NYX bottle gloss. Oh, when I say this gloss is literally insane. So I've got this in the shade Angel Food Cake, and it's like a really, really gorgeous baby pink sort of color, but it has that sort of mauve sort of texture to it as well. So that's what it looks like on deeper skin tones, but let me show you on my lips. And I'm just gonna place this over. Over. Go in with loads. Like you want your lips to be pink. So now that I've done that, make sure everything's buffed in. We're actually going to move on to the freckles, well, the sprinkle, whatever you want to call them. I'm just going to show you how to do them. So I'm going to go in with the yellow Epic Wear liner, and I'm going to create slashes all over my face. Because we're going to be adding in a lot of other colours as well, just make sure you space everything out. And I'm literally going to do little dashes just all over my face. Go in different directions. You can also do like polka dots if you want. And if you haven't got this liner at home, you can literally go in with, anyway, I'm going to show you in a second. You can go in with just an angled brush and also some eyeshadow. Or you can use whatever liners you have at home. But I'm literally just, see how easy that is? Don't worry, everything's going to come together. So, put some on like the nose. Remember, this is just the yellow shade as well. We're going to go in with a little bit more. One more here. So that's the yellow down. And because I haven't got this in all the shades of the rainbow, I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this now. So I'm going to go in with the white colour. I'm going to place it on, same way I placed on the yellow. But I'm going to put a little bit more on of the white because I'm actually going to take an angle brush and I'm going to press over the white liner so it creates a different colour. You'll see. So I'm going to go in with the white. Just want to create dashes. Make it playful. Make it polka dots if you want. You could do hearts, you could do like candy shapes, literally put your own flair on it. You can use real sprinkles if you want. Whatever you want. So let's go in with this over here. Just want to put it all over in areas. And sometimes certain things really, really bring a look together. I feel like with these sprinkles, you know, I'm a candy queen, so. Okay, now that I've got the white on, let's put one more. Let's put one more here. Let's put one more here. Some more on my nose. One here. Okay, got the sprinkles on now. We're gonna leave some of them white, but the next step I'm actually gonna do, I'm gonna go in with an angled brush. And once this is all dry, please make sure it's, because I've done this before where something hasn't dried. I've tried to put something over it and it's just not great, is it? So I'm gonna make sure everything's dry. Good. Okay, so the first one I'm actually gonna go into, let's go into this blue color. This is the blue color that we use underneath the eyes. So I'm gonna put some on my angled brush, tap some off, and I'm gonna tap it over the pieces. See now that's blue? I didn't need a blue liner. So if you've got like a colored palette at home like this, like it's literally all you need. Makeup can be multi-dimensional, everyone. You don't always have to go out and buy new products. So really I'm pressing that blue over the areas that I want blue. That's cute. Let's put one here. Okay, so the next color I'm actually gonna dip into, let's look. So we've got yellow, we've got blue, we're missing the pink. So the same pink that I put on my lid, I'm actually gonna dip into this. going to place on some of my sprinkles. Really tap that on. Put some here. Let's put one here. Last color I'm probably going to add, you can add as many as you want. I'm going to go into this lilac color that we use in the lighter areas of our eyes. I'm going to place this over a couple as well. Remember to leave some of them white so everything marries together. Let's give a little bit more of that. Isn't that so cute? I think that's cute. Okay, so now that I'm looking at everything now, I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of that like contour shades. Make sure everything is darkened up where you want it dark. You can add where you want to add. You can throw on glitter if you want. Literally just make this look your own. Because I'm just really extra, I'm gonna go in and darken this up on my contour. And on this side. I'm also going to bring this in again down here. Bring this again here. Darken it up. Forehead area. Bring more of this pink shade down onto my forehead. Areas that you want more pink, make more pink. Ooh, that's good to go. So I'm going to put some glue on my lashes. So these are the incredible lashes that everyone should have got in their box. They're natural and they're incredible, and if you're someone who doesn't like wearing, you know, heavy lashes, or you don't really like the drama on the eyes, you don't have to wear a lash. But I do feel when it comes to like Halloween looks or Halloween glam looks like this, I think lashes really pull the look together. And remember, depending on your eye shape as well, I've got quite large eyes and my eyes can take a lot of products and a lot of things on them, so I do prefer a bigger lash. But these are absolutely incredible, and you can cut them in half, you can customize them, you can literally place them on the end of your lash and just give it a little bit more of a lift if you want that as well. So let me put the glue on. Another tip, please, when putting on lashes, a lot of things that people get wrong as well is they don't bend the band. So I like to bend my lash band just to make it a little bit more looser. So it's easier to apply. Put on the glue and make sure the glue is tacky before you actually place it on the eyes. Otherwise, your eyes are going to start to water and we don't want that. So let's go in with this again. Glue, glue, glue. And I'm just going to let that semi-dry. Make sure they're the same. Sometimes I just like don't feel like myself without my lashes. You'll see the difference. So make sure they're semi-dry and make sure they're meant for the right eye. Okay. Okay, another nice tip I'll give you with applying lashes. I like to start from the outside, press into the middle, and then press into the inner corner. So let's go in with this. I'm going to press the outside in, press the middle in, press the front in. Does everyone understand now why I love lashes. Like, it literally just brings everything together. Like I said earlier, I'm just gonna press the lash into my real lashes with the mascara I put on earlier. You could also use tweezers as well, and I know there's really good lash applicators available, but for me, I just prefer using my fingers. So outer corner, inside, and then inside of the eye. That's a really good lash. Okay, we're coming to the end of the look. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna make sure, sit back, look at everything. If there's anything you wanna add. If there's anything you wanna take off, take, but I'm gonna add a little bit more brush to the end of my nose. Let me add some blue into my neck as well, so everything marries together. It's just gonna go with a fluffy brush into this blue. Look at that. And let's put this over here. Just to create some really nice gradients. And everyone, I think we're done. This is my Candy Queen look in an hour. Very quick variation that you can literally just put your own twist on it, everyone. You know, have fun with it. And I'm so excited to see everybody's. I hope you all enjoyed the video. So, as you can see, I did the most incredible Halloween collaboration with Superdrug. It was the best experience. I got to show my Halloween Candy Queen look in many variations. And if you go around in the Superdrug stores, you can probably see my favorite one up there. And if you do see it, please take a picture and send it to me, because it's honestly been an absolute dream working with one of my favorite brands. So thank you. And also there's a cheeky competition for you all. So all you have to do is recreate the look whichever way you want to, and we're going to pick a load of winners, not based on your skill set. It does not matter if you're a beginner, a pro, intermediate. Just tag us, tag Superdrug Spooklight, and make sure there's a hashtag in front of that, and also hashtag Superdrug Presents Halloween, and we'll be picking a load of winners, and you will get a load of more products, and it will be incredible. But I have to go, everyone, and I just want to say thank you for all the support. Thank you for Superdrug for having me. I hope you all enjoy recreating this look in your own way, and even if you want to recreate exactly the way I did it, it's good to go. But I love you all, and thank you so much. Bye.